Hi, everybody. I'm excited to bring this design tip of the month to you, and it's about designing for your experience and for events. Now, this has a special piece in my heart because, I do a lot of events. I and my husband design a lot of experiences around events. And I've done a lot of design around experiences when it comes to developing up short-term rental properties and doing those types of things. And I love creating that kind of experience and designing it because there's a lot of little things that go into creating the experience that you have or that somebody else has that most people, including yourself, often might not even realize and know. And but yet it has a big impact. And it's talking about whether or not those things are to reduce something that is negative or to create something that's positive. And you can look at it both ways. It's a lot like the habits when we talked about that, but habits are things that you do day to day. And the experiences, you're not going to have the same experience every single day, but there's still things that you can do to set yourself up in the positive way. And that's what's exciting about the thought process around designing your experiences and events that you do. Now, you know, some of you might have thought events, wow, it's a great event, like going out to a big conference. That's a big event. But we have events all the time in our lives. It might be family dinners. It might be the Super Bowl. It might be graduation. It might be going to parent teachers conferences. There's a lot of things that we can see in our lives as events, and even more about experiences. So I wanted to talk a little bit about that in this. And what I'm going to start with is I'm going to start with how to reduce anxieties and stress, because let's face it, we can all use less stress in our lives. It's we don't even think about it sometimes, but in this world that we live in, it's very rare that you are completely stress free, that there's never a stress in your life. And if you have that, I am so thankful and I am so excited for you, because for a lot of us, stress is just one of the things that we deal with on a regular basis. And even more so now, as I talk to the younger generations, anxiety comes in more and more than I would like to see it come in. And so this is why it's very impactful for me to talk about this particular subject. So let's talk about how to avoid having the negative experiences or thought processes with it, how to reduce stress. And that is thinking about the things that might cause stress in the process. Say it's an experience. Say you have your calendar and you know that you're going to be having a meeting that you have to run out the door for, or if you're in the office building that you're going to be having a meeting where you're going to be doing a presentation. And you really want to do your best and you got to get there. You want to be on time. You want to present your best self forward. How are you going to set yourself up to be able to do that and design that experience so that you can not have to worry about the little things? Little things like making sure that you can leave and to be on location at the time that you need to. Maybe it's if you're leaving from home to get to a meeting at work or a presentation. Maybe it's gathering all of the pieces of what your presentation is. Maybe you have papers. Maybe you have batteries in your clicker. Maybe it's your thumbnail that you have to take with your reports and your presentation on it. Having those all packed up and ready to go so that you're not at the last minute scrambling. Because I know there are times when I was trying to run out the door and I could not find my sunglasses. I absolutely needed to have them. And I was running all over the place looking for them. And pretty soon my kids point at me and they're like, "Are you looking for those sunglasses?" And it's like, "Yes, have you seen them anywhere?" And they said, "They're on your head, Mom." And was like, oh, I had set myself up, but I forgot. So you could do things, and that's just a silly example, but you can set yourself up. I know that I have placed everything by the door that I need as I'm running out the door for a meeting, and I just need to grab it and go. Sometimes I can put it in the car the night before, because you know what? It didn't hurt. Took 5 or 10 minutes to do that as I was going up to get ready for bed, and it just took a few minutes to go out and do that before I took my shoes off at the end of the day, and then it was done, and I didn't have to worry about it. Your brain really likes to work on efficiency. It burns a lot of calories, and so it's always looking for ways to be more efficient. And um, unfortunately, forgetting things is one of its ways of being more efficient, because it's putting energy towards remembering this thing. And if you give it too many things to have to remember, it's probably going to miss some of them, because it only has so much energy that it is trying to expend. So set yourself up for success. Now, if you're trying to do on the positive side, you know, think about what it would be, the smells that are around, the placement of where the food is going to be at. So everybody flows to dinner in a way that isn't jumbling and causing more chaos than what is necessarily needed at the time. Maybe it's when people come in, they're being greeted the way that you want them to be greeted for an event that you're doing. There's a lot of ways and a lot of little details that can go into event planning, and creating experiences that are positive, without necessarily having it that I had a planner that planned everything. And maybe that is the way to design your experience, is to find the right people to help you so that you do not have to have any of those specific details to worry about. I know that it takes a lot of stress off when you're doing those things as well, but not everybody can do that, and not everybody enjoys it. Sometimes a lot of people enjoy being able to create that for themselves. So if you really would like, I would love to hear about the things that you were able to design differently in your life to set yourself up. I'd like to even hear feedback that if you tried something and it didn't work the way that you were thinking, I would love to hear that feedback as well, because we all can learn from it. And if you can reach out on social media, I would love to connect with you there, whether it's on Facebook at Life Design Duo on Facebook. I'm always open to hearing your comments and having you reach out to me from there. You can also reach out on Instagram at Design Life by Lora. And you can even reach me on LinkedIn, Lora Brown on LinkedIn. You'll see me. I have a white outfit with a purple vest. Purple is a thing that I do most of the time because that is our branding. Reach out to me. Let's hear how you have taken these design tips and been able to implement them so that you can create the life that is worth living for you. Have a great month, everybody. We'll talk to you next month.